stand tall, live on my knees, 'cause I am a conqueror, and I won't accept defeat. Try telling me.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Passionate Characters. I'm your host, Naomi, and today with me, I have our guest, Ambre McNeal. Passionate Characters is a show where we highlight everyday people who are in our community, and we highlight their passions, their goals, and their dreams. All right, so let's get on with the show. On to the main question for tonight. What are you passionate about?
Well, first I want to say thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. Thank you for thinking of me. But I am passionate about the growth and the development of young African Americans. So my desire is to see them strive to be more than they ever thought they could.
Right, okay.
And more importantly, like more than what society tells them that they can be. So I'm like a big proponent of the saying, you can't be what you don't see. So I believe that my soul, maybe not my soul, but a big reason that I'm on this earth is to be representation of an African-American woman in medicine. And so a little bit about me is that I am a physician assistant student. So a physician assistant is a medical provider who works alongside a doctor to deliver care to patients. They're able to see their own patients, do their own physical exams, prescribe medications, diagnose illnesses. And so a big reason why I went into this field is because I remember as a young girl that I didn't see very many African Americans in medicine at all.
Right, exactly.
And so I wanted to be someone who kids behind me can look and say like, oh, I can do that too. And because she can do it, I can do it too, just because she looks like me. So, yeah.
Okay. Were you ever able to find anyone, or who was your influence in the field of medicine?
See, I didn't know any providers like myself. So what I saw mainly was from TV and also being in hospitals from family members who were sick. I just like saw some around in the hallways, but I never knew someone like close to me that I could kind of, get some advice from or anything like that. So I knew I had to be the trailblazer.
Would you think that it would be a bit easier in your journey if you did have someone like a mentor or someone to influence you?
Yeah, definitely, because the road was definitely not easy figuring out what exactly in medicine I wanted to do. Originally, I did want to be a doctor, but I think what people don't realize is to be a doctor, you have to really know in your heart that you love medicine and you are able to make that sacrifice that a lot of your life is going to be medicine.
Even now in your journey, is there no one who you look up to, or maybe any clubs in school?
I do now. So one of my sorority sisters, she is a doctor in emergency medicine. One of my line sisters is also a family practitioner. So I have people now that I can look up to, and they give me advice and provide opportunities for me to learn more. So it's making it a lot easier now that I am in school and I have tangible people that can help me.
Okay. What field would you want to do? Or did you want to do emergency medicine too, or a different field?
Absolutely not. Not that. That is like last on my list. Too much excitement. But I like OBGYN.
Okay.
Yeah. I like psychiatry and I like surgery. So the good thing about a physician assistant is that we can go into whatever field we want. We can switch throughout our career rather than like a doctor who has to like stay in their own specialty for their career.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the good thing about being a physician assistant. So I can kind of dip my hand in the water in a few areas.
Out of those three that you mentioned, is there one that is above the rest of them that you want to do the most?
I think that after I get some hands-on experience in all the fields, then I'll be able to make a better decision. Right now, I like OBGYN probably the most just because I like the idea of helping to bring like a human being into the world and like a part of someone's family
Yeah,
into the
definitely.
world. That's exciting to me. So that might be my number one right now.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So walk me through your daily routine for school. What is it like to be in physician assistant school?
Okay. So it's a lot. It's very intense. So in total, it's 2 years. So the first year is called the didactic year, where it's like strictly books. So class is usually maybe about 4 or 5 hours out of the day of just like straight lecture, back to back lecture, usually like an hour for each topic. And so right after 5 hours of lecture, I usually go like straight to the library and study because we have tests every single week.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't get behind.
Yeah.
Um, every test is like they throw all of your classes on there, so it's not just like, oh, you have an anatomy test. It's like you have anatomy plus pharmacology plus like everything they throw on one test. So it's a lot of studying, but thankfully I made it out. I made it past that year, and
Yes.
as
Congratulations.
yes. But as of Monday, I will start the second year, which is called clinical rotations. So you get to actually be in the different specialties and kind of shadow someone in that field.
Okay.
Some more hands-on experience. So I'm excited to start that on Monday.
Great. Congratulations making it out of that
Yeah.
first year. That definitely sounds tough. Does that, you mentioned the first year it's a lot of lectures.
Mm-hmm.
Fit your learning style? Because I know with me, I don't even know how I would make it out of that. It's hard for me to sit in a class and just hear nothing but lectures. And even when I was in graduate school, I felt like I don't even know how the word to describe it. I wanted to get out the class.
Yeah.
I like visual. I'm more of a visual person, and I like being hands-on. So how did that impact you? Was that okay for you in the way you learn?
Um, if I'm being 100%, it was absolutely not okay. Um, I'm just like you. So I'm visual and I need to be hands-on to learn. I can't I can't just sit there and like listen to someone talk and I know it now. No, like I had to leave class and then be like, okay, I got to teach myself now because that's not the way I learn. So that was a huge struggle for me if I'm being totally honest. Like that was a huge struggle because it was just a year straight of feeling inadequate
Yeah.
because of the other people in my class being able to just get it like that from the lectures, and I had to go back and teach myself. So that was something that was very, very hard for me to grasp.
What advice would you give to a young African American woman who's in the same goals, has the same goals or dreams as you?
I would, that's a good question. I think that there's a few things. I think that she should get a mentor or find someone who is already in the field, um, who they can trust to give them good advice, um, and be very honest with them. And not just say, yeah, you can do it, but actually like show them how to do it and to challenge them to make sure that this is actually like what they want to do it's in their heart.
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of people go into medicine just because it looks good on their resume, because of the money. But I would challenge them to make sure it's in their heart that they really want to serve. Advice for people who are in school: it's very, very, very challenging, but you can't give in to how you feel based on comparison. So you can't compare yourself to other people in the class. You just have to focus on yourself, focus on the end goal, and know that in the end, it's gonna all be worth it. I have to keep telling myself that over and over. As many times as I wanted to quit, as many times as I wanted to tell myself, like, this isn't for me, maybe I'm supposed to be doing something else. Like, no, you have to like stay steadfast and don't let your emotions deter you from your dreams.
Yeah.
So those are my biggest pieces of advice.
And that's great advice. I feel like with a lot of dreams and goals that even myself, like, you have to constantly remind yourself to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
even and not look at what other people who are, in the exact same field, what they're doing, because they might be at a different status than you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know how long it took them to get there. So it's trying to, find a way to live in the journey that you're on right now. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Amber and I talking about her journey in a physician assistant school and wanting to be an impact for African American women in that community. All right. Anything else you want to say before we close out?
I don't think I have anything else to say, but thank you for having me. I hope that someone gets something out of this, out of my story, and that it was a positive influence.
And I definitely think they will get something out of it. All right, everyone. So I will see you next time and have a good night. Bye.